Hello everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel with your girl Michelle. I hope you've been doing well and taking care of yourselves. Today I am back and literally hot off the press, right on my mind is something I was thinking about, and I thought let me get online and see what my online friends think. I was looking at or taking stock at what are the things that I had committed to doing and how well am I doing at doing them consistently, right? In the theme of growth, in the theme of leaning in the theme of, just trying new things and stretching myself a bit. One of the things I really looked at was understanding what are the things that I don't do that I really should do, and those that I think I should enjoy to do as well. So adding to my list of experiences and all of that nice stuff. And I just wanted to do a checkpoint today, and not doing so well. So there are certain things that I find I've kind of gathered momentum quite easily, actually, and I'm consistent in them. I don't really have to remind myself why I'm doing them. I just now innately, it's part of my routine. It's things that I'm doing now because it's just become easier for me to adapt and adopt them. And I found that others, while I understand that they're beneficial, which is why they're on my list of things to add and to do, that I'm not doing so well at keeping up with doing them consistently. And I just wanted to understand why, Michelle, why are you not as consistent with some of these things and some of these things that are pretty much very new? You just gone with it and you're there. And the trick is, I found that all of those things that I really am doing well at keeping and doing consistently are things I strongly believe in, like really strongly. They are on my to-do list, they are on my to-live list, and they're things that I really, really am very connected to, and I believe in their beneficialness for myself. Now, let's talk about the other things that, and I'm not saying the other things on this list are not good for me. Not that they're not beneficial. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it on my list, right? So they're on the list because I recognize that they actually are good for me. They make my experiences and just my general well-being better. But boy, are they hard for me to be consistent in. And this is why I wanted to understand what's the difference between these two things. I found these things that I understand in the intellectual capacity that they're good for me, right? It's drinking water, it's doing your exercise, it's just getting in, those type of things. No one can argue that they're good for me. I understand that they're good for me, and I do believe that they are. But I find that it's harder for me to be consistent in those things. Like I have to convince myself to do the action, even though I believe that it's good for me to exercise. I know it's good for me. It's an undisputed thing. The challenge is in getting myself to actually realize the benefit it would have for me personally, and almost like to imagine what it would feel like if I were, I had more energy because I'm exercising, if I was less tired if I was exercising. It's almost like I have to imagine a state of being that I have no reference to because I haven't done it before, yet I know the thing is good for me to do. I found that very interesting, that in all these other things that I understood were things I really am passionate about doing, that's why they're on my list. The difficult ones for me to be consistent in were things I needed to train my mind to imagine the aftermath of doing it, because they're new. They totally, I don't have a reference point personally to it because I hadn't done them. And that's just for me. And I understood that it meant I needed to create a more stronger belief in them, and that would come through me actually doing the work and starting to see the change and starting to literally live the benefit, so to speak. And then I'd be easier to be consistent in it. Most of the times, things that we try that are new make us feel uncomfortable. But does uncomfortable mean that it's wrong? No, uncomfortable really could be good for you. The only reason that it's uncomfortable is because it's new. You haven't done it before. So you don't have a point of reference that's going to make you feel comfortable that you can do it, or that if something went wrong that you'd be, you know what I mean? You don't have a level of comfortability in knowing that you can actually do the thing because you don't have a point of reference. So that's why new things always feel uncomfortable. But it's certainly not to say that they're bad. I was thinking even in going into different relationships. If you've been in relationships that have been difficult for you, difficult in many ways, right? I'm going to use it as a broad term. If that's what you're accustomed to, when you get into a relationship that's healthy, it actually feels uncomfortable because this is not anything that you have referenced before. It's new. It feels uncomfortable. Anything new means you don't have a point of reference for you to lean on, for you to say, you've got some know-how in how to do this thing or how to be in this experience and so forth. So that's why it feels uncomfortable, because you're drawing blanks from a point of reference. You're like, oh, I don't know if I'm actually able to do this. And that's natural. But I guess what I really want to leave the thought of is the things that we don't do consistently are usually the things that are brand new in a very big way, right? Like it's a big change. It's an impactful change, but it's something that we perhaps don't really have a point of reference to completely, or if we do, it's not at a very high level, you know? You have some sort of reference to it, but it's not good enough to ground you in your confidence that this thing is beneficial for you, that it will give you the results, because you might not have experienced any of those results. So it's almost like it's a hearsay or a belief that you have that is detached or disconnected from an actual tangible point of reference that you have. And that's why it becomes difficult for you to be consistent in it, and also why it feels uncomfortable. Why I want to talk about it is that most of the time when we start to feel uncomfortable, we're looking for reasons why we shouldn't be doing this thing or experiencing, or even just trying to draw back to what our comfort is. But sometimes your comfort is a limitation to the thing that you're actually trying to do. So you've got to get past the uncomfortable part and lean into doing the action. The only way for you to get to a point where you are comfortable with something is in the doing it over and over and over again. I always like to use the analogy that when we were babies, the one thing we did very well was fall when we were trying to walk. But we always got up. It was uncomfortable, must have been scary. I wish I could remember, but when I look at babies do it, it's so amazing. They fall and they immediately get up. They fall and they don't stop trying. It definitely must be uncomfortable. Falling isn't the most pleasant thing either. But it's through doing it consistently that they gain confidence in themselves in doing this new thing, because they now have a point of reference to say, okay, hang on. If I hold on to something, I don't fall. Or if I use my walker, I don't fall, but I can walk from point A to B, because they have tried those things and they're gaining the expertise, the knowledge, they're gaining the know-how. So all of these things that are you're not consistent in, and the things that you are uncomfortable about, just give yourself the time to just do the action. Just do the action for an extended period of time, and then take a checkpoint and look back, and you'll realize that you've become more consistent in doing it because you are gaining points of reference as you continue to do it, right? And then it becomes easier for you to do it. And then it becomes part of your norm. And that's how you get past the uncomfortable feeling, you know, and also just having to push yourself through it. It's more, for me, what I find is working is really visualizing what will happen when I am healthier. So when I'm eating better and I'm doing my exercise, I almost imagine what it would allow me to do that I haven't been able to do. And I look to that as a goalpost, and I look to that as something I believe in, though imagined. It then helps me remain consistent in doing the exercise every single day, because I understand and I have a strong belief in the thing that I have imagined it's going to gift me. Otherwise, why else would I make it important for me to do? So something like a cheat sheet, how to get over things that are uncomfortable, or how to gain more, consistency in some of the things that you know you really want to do, but you're finding yourself slacking somewhere. Just imagine what it would be for you to be able to live past, you know, the thing. So what will it gift you after you are able to have done it consistently? What's the goal that you're trying to get to? What does it feel like? What does it look like? And then that becomes what I almost believe more in, and I reference more, so that I have almost like a crutch as I'm getting to a place where through my actions I'm gaining the confidence to know that, look, okay, if I do it this way or if I do it that way, because I'm stepping into it as I go, right? And as you're stepping, you're learning different things. And that's how we get through a lot of things that are uncomfortable. And also, just to impress upon you that uncomfortable doesn't spell wrong. Uncomfortable could be the most brilliant thing for you. The only reason it's uncomfortable is because it's foreign. You have no point of reference of your own. And not having a point of reference of your own for something that you're doing makes you feel unconfident about it, right? And that's natural. But trust that the only way to get to a point of confidence is to keep doing it, because you're learning and you're gaining knowledge. And as you do that, you get reference points. Your brain is like, okay, we got this. We've done this a couple of times. We know that if you walk too fast on a treadmill, this is going to happen. So let's slow down our pace. We know that if you go higher on an incline, you know, because you have done the work and you're getting reference points. And the more you do it, what's happening is you're gaining reference points. That makes you more confident in the task at hand. And when you have more confidence, it's easy for you to believe in the outcome and believe that you can, because you've done it. So just keep doing it. You're going to get to a place where you feel more comfortable being uncomfortable, because you can see that you actually are able to, you know, gain momentum, learn, and you're okay. You're doing it. You're okay. All right. So I thought I might come on and share that with you guys and help you get past some of the points where you are stuck, but you know that you actually want to do this and you really would want to do it because it's beneficial to you. And consistency is bred through action. And for you to get to consistency, you need to build a level of confidence within yourself. And the only way to build a level of confidence within yourself is to gain the expertise. And to gain the expertise means you need to do the work. You need to do the thing. So go out there, do your thing, get your expertise, and let's get all of the things that we really want to do and learn how to become more consistent in them. Because the fact that you put it on your to-do list or your bucket list, whatever it is, means it's important to you. And it's okay for you not to have a point of reference and to feel uncomfortable about it. But just like you learned how to do all the things that you know today and they were uncomfortable then, you'll be able to do the same and get comfortable with whatever it is that's new that you've put on your list. So I look forward to hearing what are the new exciting things that you're leaning into, and how you're getting yourself to be consistent, and how you're getting yourself to, you know, to keep motivated and driven to do it. And yeah, make your goals become a reality. That's it for today. Right, until next time, take care of yourselves. Be good and stay safe. Ciao for now.